So here we go. Yes, Hogwarts Legacy is getting near perfect review scores, but there's some problems. Repetitive bosses, weak quest design. Why is the PC version struggling this much? What in the world is going on? And why are they saying so many hurtful things about my Hogwarts Legacy? Because I am loving it so far. We're also going to be taking a look at the best and worst reviews for the game so far. Also, remember to use the video guide in the description below to skip ahead to the info you seek. And remember, check this out right here. That's right, I'm doing a very big next-gen console giveaway. So for a chance to win a PS5, Xbox Series X, or Nintendo Switch, be sure to follow that link in the pinned comment. Good luck to everyone who enters. All right, so let's get straight into the reviews. And yeah, we're going to talk about the PC performance because that's a big one. It's going to be a hot topic. But I myself, I've been really enjoying the game. There's no way I could craft a review right now whatsoever. And yes, even on the Xbox Series X, which I'm playing on currently, I am running into some performance issues just a little bit. And then, of course, we have these weird loading door things going on. But yeah, let's talk about all of the platforms so far. As you can see, we have an 89 score overall so far for the Xbox Series X, which is what I'm playing on currently. But I am going to try all platforms. PlayStation 5 is sitting at an 85. And then what about that PC version, which is seeing the most controversy? We're looking at an 82 Metascore right there, which is actually really, really good, despite what we've been seeing from some of the PC reviewers. Now, let's get straight into the best of the best reviews, those that gave this game like 100 or 9 out of 10. And then we're going to work our way to the worst score for the game, which is a 6 out of 10 right now, and see what they had to say. So, Game Rant had to say this: Avalanche has created something truly special with Hogwarts Legacy. It succeeds at being the dream Harry Potter game that many fans were hoping for, and if nothing else, it creates a rock-solid foundation for the future of the Wizarding World games to be built upon. Hogwarts Legacy lives up to the hype, and we can confidently say it's the best thing to come out of the Harry Potter franchise since the original books and movies. Wow, that is saying a lot right there, and that is something else. So far, just exploring the world is just magical. But let's get into exactly what they had to say, and also, most noteworthy, their concerns. Check it out. Let's zoom it in for you all a little bit more. It says here, there have been some concerns that Hogwarts Legacy's relatively low number of spells compared to other games would be a problem, but that's not the case at all. Hogwarts Legacy has 23 spells, with players able to have up to 16 equipped at any given time. This gives players a lot of options when flinging spells in duels and general combat. Now, Hogwarts Legacy combat is an exhilarating test of quick thinking and strategy, with players having to act fast to evade incoming attacks, while also keeping their combos up. It's fun experimenting with the spells and discovering which ones work best together. For example, players can make an enemy float with Levioso, pull them forward with Accio, hit them with a few basic spells, send them flying into the air with Bombarda, and then yank them face first to the ground with Descendo, all in a matter of seconds. It's possible to win battles by simply spamming spells, but those that mix things up and try for clever combos are going to have a blast with most combat encounters. You know what? Just reading this is getting me so excited. I have not gotten to the point where combat has opened up that much for me, but already I'm loving the combat. It's very simple so far, but this gets me super hyped just reading that. But anyway, let's keep going. It says Hogwarts Legacy combat is fun most of the time, but it's not perfect. The boss fights in Hogwarts Legacy are dull and repetitive, while the troll fights are downright obnoxious. Yikes. Now, it says trolls in Hogwarts Legacy are spell sponges with absurdly large health bars, especially later in the game, and so the battles against them can turn into 10 to 15 minute affairs. Players encounter different types of trolls in Hogwarts Legacy, but they mostly have the same moveset, so the fights against them quickly become routine and boring. Luckily, there's a way Hogwarts Legacy players can speed these troll fights up considerably. Once players know Avacadabra, aka the Killing Curse, they can end the trolls fights in 2 seconds it takes to cast a spell. I guess that's going to be the answer to those annoying trolls. Hey, you can even flush the toilet in the game. There you go. Now you know. But yeah, let's keep going. It says, regardless, the companion quests are only one type of side quest in Hogwarts Legacy. Hogwarts Legacy is absolutely stuffed with side quests, and while most of them are serviceable, the game's quest design is easily its weakest point. Yikes. Now, it says many quests in Hogwarts Legacy unfortunately involve a lot of fast traveling from one area to another. talking to characters, and then following said characters around, waiting for the action to start. Now, I'm going to add to this a little bit, take a little bit of a breather, because I myself find it very important. It's absolutely critical to have lovable, likable characters so you actually want to revisit this world and feel like you want to live in it. And so far, I love all of the characters in this game. They feel like, I guess you would say, family. So in that way, they are succeeding big time. And I think that was kind of the idea with this game, that yes, maybe some of the quests might be somewhat favors and fetch quests, but it's the characters you want to be around no matter what. So that's what makes it great, in my opinion. Furthermore, it goes on to say this: most of the side quests in Hogwarts Legacy amount to little more than busy work, with the developers clearly taking a quantity over quality approach. These problems plague the main quests too, but to a lesser extent. In general, the main story path offers a lot more variety. So yeah, at least that's good news. And we have good news, by the way, about the story in just a moment. So we're going to keep going. Now, furthermore, they go on to say this as well: Hogwarts Legacy quest design may leave something to be desired, and the repetitive boss fights are a letdown, but that's not to say that the game still isn't an absolute must-play for Harry Potter fans. Once Hogwarts Legacy players get their broom and are let loose in the open world, the game becomes near impossible to put down. Flying in Hogwarts Legacy is incredible, with the developers nailing the flying mechanics so it's easy to do, and more importantly, fun. Soaring above the trees and zipping across the school grounds on a broom never gets old. Guess what? I haven't even got my broom yet. Can't wait for that. Also, we have this: Hogwarts open world is much bigger than many may have expected. Players have the entirety of Hogwarts Hogsmeade Village with plenty of interior areas and the vast grounds that surround the school to explore. There is a definite wow moment when players realize how big the map truly is. In typical open world fashion, the Hogwarts Legacy map is peppered with activities for players to complete, and while not all of these activities are particularly engaging, one can't complain about having a lack of things to do in the game. As long as I have some good company, of course, that's what really is important to me. Let me know if you're the same way, if you really value characters and story, like pretty much above all else. I feel like it can make like even average games amazing in some ways. But yeah, I'm exploring only Hogwarts, the actual school grounds. Haven't even gotten to the actual grounds yet, but can't wait to hop in. Now, we're going to go ahead and talk about, of course, IGN's review. They gave the game a 9 out of 10. Here's what they had to say. It says right here: most characters are memorable and instantly enduring. That's what I'm finding to be the case. The characters you'll spend most of your time with are the classmates who will befriend you on campus, accompany you on certain quests, and help you hone your abilities as a magic user. Most are memorable and instantly enduring, like Sebastian, the cocky and morally pliable Slytherin, or Natsia, the clever and unflappable Gryffindor. And spending time with them and improving your social links through the relationship quest lines made my stay at Hogwarts all the more enjoyable. And there's some cool choices to be had here as well between these characters, which I thought was cool. I've yet to find out if there's any real impact with these choices. But yes, the characters you hang out with, it's up to you, essentially, in some ways. Now, it goes on to say this: the world is packed with nearly everything I wanted in a Potter game. Even better, though, is the world itself, which is just packed with nearly everything I wanted in a Potter game and more. You'll find yourself exploring Hogwarts stone-cobbled halls and secret passageways, flying around the Forbidden Forest on a broomstick, and exploring dark caves lit only by the glow of your Loomis spell. The developers at Avalanche have so brilliantly captured the look and feel of the wizarding world that I was amazed at just being there, no matter what trivial or errand they had me wrapped up in. Yeah, and just going through the school grounds, seeing the paintings move, come to life, and different things that you could actually interact with, the secret passages that you can find. I just love exploring every nook and cranny so far. And also, the NPCs are brilliantly designed. There's something always entertaining to be seen. Now, it says that immersion can occasionally be broken by Legacy's dicey performance, though, which has suffered from just about every issue that makes IGN's performance review team cry during my time playing on PlayStation 5. Those greatest hits include frame rate inconsistency, weird issues where the lighting switches from too dark to too bright, aggressive pop-in while moving around the map quickly, and more. There's even this weird thing where every door in Hogwarts has a brief loading screen. I don't get that. It's understandable since there's so much packed into this beast of an adventure, but the PS5's promises of the death of loading screens haven't quite been lived up to here, as it's clearly struggling to keep up with the spellcraft and whimsy of Wizarding World. There's a lot going on. I mean, there is a lot going on with this game in terms of the interactivity within this world. I was shocked to see how many paintings were moving. I was like, there's no way all these paintings are animated. It's just not possible. And yeah, a lot of them are. The majority of them are. And I just love watching and seeing what the paintings are actually going to do. Now, furthermore, it says this: beyond the performance issues, Legacy is also a fairly glitchy adventure in general. You'll probably fall through the map a time or two, or see a character or object get caught in the environment, or maybe even have the person you're talking to just up and walk away from you in the middle of a conversation, leaving you to speak with the empty spot they were standing in for about 2 minutes. I didn't encounter anything game-breaking or so common that you'll likely want to curse its name, but things like this do happen enough to be an irritation. Yeah, and I found this really cool view, of course, of the Quidditch field, and the entire thing kind of disappeared. I was kind of like, oh man, really? So yes, there are problems here and there. They're not so consistent like IGN said, that you're going to be like, oh my god, this game's awful. But I think patches are going to be forthcoming, and eventually this game is going to be running smooth as butter. Furthermore, we have this. I was able to get through the main story in 32 hours. Nice. With the Wizarding buffet of endless ways to waste your time, it's a pretty glaring omission that Quidditch is nowhere to be found. The lore reason for lack of the iconic broom-based sport is that it's been banned for 1 year thanks to some pureblood wimp who got injured last year, but that feels like an effort to paper over the absence of a major aspect of Harry Potter's time at Hogwarts, but the developers must have just not had the time to include it. Yeah, I imagine it's going to be coming as some sort of DLC. It would be cool, I'm going to say it, if it was a free update, but that's kind of doubtful. Now, yeah, let's get into the worst scored review out of all of these, which stands at a 6 out of 10, which is rough. It goes on to say this: Hogwarts Legacy starts to feel like countless open world games of the past decade once you've been playing it for more than 15 hours. However, you get to ride a hippogriff. It's those magical moments and the setting that renew it from mediocrity, but only if the Wizarding World still has you under its spell. So they're basically saying you have to already be biased to the Harry Potter universe. You have to be in love with it, I guess, to fall in love with Hogwarts Legacy. I just don't believe that's the case whatsoever. I myself don't consider myself to be like an absolute hardcore Harry Potter fan. I don't think about it every day. I'm happy to be back in this franchise after so long, though. I love the movies. Now, we have this right here. They go on to say this: but outside Hogwarts and Hogsmeade, the game doesn't have nearly so much personality. The story, which revolves around a goblin uprising, is thin and uninteresting and interrogates nothing about the dark arts or the sources of conflict between wizardkind and other magical denizens. The player character, whose appearance and nature is left up to you, is too blank and posh to be memorable. The friendships they develop are not meaningful or believable, and even the most likable characters just feel like quest givers. Some of the set dressing is very twee and America's idea of British charm, such as the cup of tea surrounding around the tables for your character to sip. Okay. There are some appalling Scottish accents too, alongside the good ones. Did Portkey Games run out of money halfway through casting? Okay. Wow, shots fired there. Now, we have this one right here. It goes on to say this. Scroll down here for you all. The open world scope is impressive. Seeing the outline of Hogwarts battlements against the mountains never lost its wonder for me. But I longed for more intimate, character-driven Potter fantasy conversations in the dorm room. Rivalries and feuds between teachers and students, friends to get to know. In place of that, we have hundreds of things to collect and dark wizards and magical wildlife to battle. Like most open world games, it starts to feel repetitive and meaningless after a while. I'm curious to see if this ends up being true. Yeah, so we're gonna have to see if it gets repetitive and redundant as I get into like hour 20, hour 25. I'm really starting to feel it if I'm on like my 5th troll boss or whatever. We'll have to wait and find out if these reviews are actually true. Now, in my opinion, one of the best go-to reviewers, and I think a lot of you know who he is ACG. So let's see what he had to say right here. It says, "This was the one I've been waiting for. A very positive review from ACG. Seems to be the current theme. Starting to get very excited to play this now." So that's what I look for. And then I know that, yeah, this is going to be a game worth my time. This is going to be worthwhile. So you guys can actually breathe easy. I think a lot of the issues that face the game right now are minor and is something that you can expect from a game that is the first in a franchise. You got to remember that this team is new to this. And that's absolutely amazing to me that I'm saying that, because what I've played so far is stunning. And we'll see what they can do as this franchise further develops. Now, we have some quotes from ACG. It says, paraphrasing, he said, 50 hours, he never felt fatigue with the open world. That sold me right there if I wasn't sold already. So that's great news. Even after 50 hours, he was still very much entertained by the actual open world itself. And you always get concerned that it's going to look redundant, it's going to be boring. But I feel like this game has two open worlds. The school, which you're seeing right here, and then the exterior, Hogsmeade. And yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of variety to be had. Now, we got to talk about the PC version, of course. And this was posted by GameStar, this footage right here. And they're showing areas of the game that are definitely experiencing frame rate drops and performance issues, despite not running at like crazy ultra settings. They have actually turned off, I believe, ray tracing and that sort of thing. And there's other reports from other outlets that are saying the same thing. And this game is definitely going to be, I guess, very much work in progress when it comes to frame rate and performance on the PC side of things, which is a bummer. And yeah, the question is right here, PC performance and why they hit it. Maybe the patch can help. Yeah, so I think that we will be getting a significant patch for PC. It's definitely behind. And I think the reason for that is I hate to say this, if you think of it from a business standpoint, which I hate to do, they were like, you know what, let's focus on where the game is going to absolutely sell the best, which I guess they're assuming that's going to be on next-gen consoles. And they kind of were like, we'll just get the PC. That's how it feels, which sucks to say. That's just not the way to do it at all, in my opinion, whatsoever. So to see that happen to PC is definitely a bummer. And they did the same thing with early access, you know. For PC users, everyone's getting it so much later than console users. So they're definitely putting PC kind of on the back burner. That's how they're viewing it. So yes, I'm going to keep you guys updated on what could happen with PC and what they're going to do. I'm sure they're going to have to release some sort of statement when this game finally releases and is shown fully on PC. I'm sure there's going to be some sort of uproar when that happens. But yeah, there it is. The latest happenings around Hogwarts Legacy. Be sure to remember to check this out right here as well. That's right, I'm doing a very big next-gen console giveaway, so for a chance to win a PS5, Xbox Series X, or Nintendo Switch, be sure to follow that link in the pinned comment. Good luck to everyone who enters. Stay tuned for more. I got you guys covered on all the news, updates, DLC announcements related to this game. I hope to do some really cool tips. We'll see what happens. Thanks for watching, and I will see you all next time. Take care.